Good evening, baseball fans. It is Monday, June 17th. I almost said 11th because I can't read, but it is the 17th. And this is Bourbon and Baseball, Astros edition. I am Suzy. That is Tom. And away we go. Going to give you the rated R warning right off the jump because there will be many cuss words said in this episode. Many cuss words. Some happy, some pissed off, but a lot of cuss words nonetheless. So if that is not your jam, skedaddle on out of here. Put the earmuffs on the little ones or let them listen. I don't know. I'm not going to judge you. Whatever. But if they learn some creative new usage of words, don't come for me. That's not on me. With that said, we're going to talk about the $30 million elephant in the room. JoseAbreu, you guys. It happened. It happened.
He's
It
not in
happened.
the room. He was in the
He's not
room.
in the room. He was in the room. He's not in the room because he didn't get DFA'd. They just let him go to ride off into the sunset. And
no, it's technically a DFA.
is it a DFA?
Yeah.
But really, no other clubs are going to pick him up. So
Exactly.
he was released.
Mhm.
He was,
And I think that's why, because normally when somebody gets DFA'd, that's like a period to go ahead and facilitate a trade, or somebody can put in a call, hey, we'd like them for cash consideration, whatever. Nobody was taking that contract, so that's why they just flat out said we release him, because then the other team is not on the hook for his money.
But I think though, if the player clears like that DFA period of time where no other team picks them up or whatever, then they go back into their minor league system. Isn't that it?
I don't think you can unless you have options or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Well, but again, nobody.
But JoseAbreu still has all the options.
I get that, but nobody was going to do that. They weren't going to set him down there. Easier to just say, "Hey, we DFA'd him. Yeah. Nobody's claiming him. We're releasing him."
Yeah. Hand up. I didn't think that Jim Crane and JeffBagwell were going to be able to eat their humble pie. I honestly did not. And what did I say? What did I say though? If the D-backs could let go Madison Bumgarner, the Astros could let go JoseAbreu.
Two things.
And they did.
One, I don't know, as much as everybody wants to say Jeff Bagwell, do I think Jeff Bagwell helped them acquire JoseAbreu? Absolutely. Do I think he was sitting in the room? Do I think he was sitting there talking up JoseAbreu and the type of player he is and all of this jazz? Absolutely. Do I think Jeff Bagwell at this point was pining for this dude, going, no, you got to keep him. No, you got to keep him. No, you got to keep him. No. I think Jeff Bagwell was trying to cover his own ass because he vouched for this dude and was like doing everything to help to try to get him right, because, hey, I'm over here saying go sign the guy. At no point in time do I think he's over there going, nope. JoseAbreu can do it. He can do it. I think he's fuck. I put my neck out there. Let me try to help fix it. So for everyone that's saying Jeff Bagwell, I really don't think he's sitting in a chair next to Jim Crane. I really don't think it's like that. And everybody wanted him to speak on it. I saw some of the local radio heads going, no, that should be Jeff Bagwell releasing JoseAbreu. I'm like, come on, stop. You know what I mean?
Well, obviously, we know that it's not going to be Jeff Bagwell releasing him, but
exactly.
Jeff Bagwell, he has sound bites from last season when they acquired JoseAbreu, talking about what a guy he was, what a player he was, and all of this.
What is he going to say?
I think he was more in Jim Crane's ear than maybe you'd like to admit, Tom.
No, not again. Signing him, yes. Saying that they needed to stick with him, I don't think so. I think at that point, it was damage control. Shit, I should help because I'm over there, the one going, do this. But that was a year and some change ago. Nobody saw this dude being this guy. And first thing I tweeted out was credit to Jim Crane for being able to say, look, I fucked up. I made a mistake. I'll own the mistake. And it's a large, expensive one. And we'll go on. Because I don't think anyone, not Dana Brown, for all the people that think, oh, Dana Brown did this. Sure, his name's on the piece of paper. But no one else had this call.
His name's not what's his name on the piece of paper, though? Because he was signed before Dana got here, though.
I'm talking about the release.
Oh, gotcha.
But no one was allowed to do anything with JoseAbreu without clearing it through the man, because that was his signing. And I think Montero, to a lesser degree, will be the same way because he signed him too. But I feel this was more about Jim Crane and less about everybody else. He went out with his chest. I can do this. He said it himself. I don't necessarily need a GM to make moves. I can make moves while we get one. And he fucked it up and he owned it. And this should be a look. Props to you, Jim Crane. You own this mistake. You're going to pay this man a king's ransom to do nothing. And you're still going to go out and make your team better, which he could easily go, look, I'm broke. He's not. But he could say, my salary cap is 230 some odd million or whatever the fuck it is. And I'm not going to keep going because that's coming out of my own pocket. He's like, nope, You need to make a move, go fucking do it. That guy's no good, get him the fuck out. And this for I feel this is more about Jim Crane and less about everybody else.
Yeah, it's happened. It's happened, but it may be too late. It may be too late. I'm not gonna lie.
Why, Suzy? Why are people like this? Why are people like this? This is all we've wanted. This is all everybody's wanted.
It is.
And people are already like, they just want a series. I saw on Twitter today, just want a series. And people are like, they still can't get there. It's still not.
What did I say? What did I say, Tom? What did I say? I'm gonna hope for the best, but expect the worst, so that my little Astro loving heart is not gonna be shattered into a bajillion pieces if it doesn't go the way that I want the season to go, right? Because at no point in time from last season to this season, did I think that we were gonna be 9 fucking games back. At no point in time. And especially not to the motherfucking Mariners. But regardless, and the fucking Rangers are fucking useless, getting swept by the Mariners to put us in this fucking position. So at this point, I'm tired. I'm tired of the AL West, and I'm tired of the fucking Mariners that are winning this fucking division with a .221 batting average. I'm mad. I'm mad about it. I'm mad about everything because the baseball gods said, you know what? All of y'all motherfuckers that think you know shit, watch what we can do.
Yeah, but those same gods do this. They paint these pictures, right? Huge gap, can't overcome it. Everybody's hurt, whatever, and then little by little you walk that down. We're talking June 17th. We're what, over a month away from the trade deadline, and I lined out on the last episode how they can absolutely get back to 500. And oh, by the way, they still have to play a shit ton of games with the Mariners. It'd be different if the Mariners took the Astros out to the woodshed. They played one series. So for me,
I think they already won the series.
They
the
did.
Season series?
No.
Yeah.
They won one series.
I think we only played 3 games, bro.
With the Mariners? You're crazy.
I think we only played 7 games. I'm almost positive. Let's see. Hold on. So we played them in May, right?
Yes.
Played them in May, and we took 1, so that was 4 games, and then we play them 3 more times in July. Was that 7? 7. Oh, sorry. And then I missed the last 3 games. The last 3 games at home in September. So what is that?
6 more games?
6 more games? Okay. So we need to sweep the Mariners? We need to sweep the Mariners.
No. You need to win series. That's all you got to do. If you win both of those series, you're going to pick up, 2 games, 3 games there? Just keep winning series.
4.
That's half.
So if we tie the season series then?
That could be a problem. But you didn't ask me how it wouldn't work. You asked me how it could.
I just said, so we needed to sweep them. No, you just need to win the series. If we tie the series.
I think if they win both series, they'll have the season series.
That's what we're saying the same things in 2 different ways, bro. This is not.
I don't know.
Essentially, we play the Mariners 10 games, correct?
Yes.
Is that mathing? What did I? So I said what? 3 games in July, 3 games in September.
So that's 12 because they've played 2 series.
6. And then, no, 6 plus 4 is 10.
Okay. Yes.
Is my math mathing?
Yes.
I'm like, look, I know, I understand it's not a math pod, but I assumed that I could still do basic arithmetic, but maybe that is a bad assumption as well. So that's 10. So we literally need to sweep the Mariners in order to 6.
Hold on. Yeah. They've played 6 games against each other right now.
Against who?
The Mariners. The Astros have played the Mariners 6 times already. May 29, May 30, May 28, May 27.
Okay, so that's 4 games.
May 4, May 5.
Okay. There's the other 3. I missed those ones at the beginning of May. So that's 13.
They have
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 11, 12, 13. 13 games. Oh my fucking god. Okay.
You asked how it could happen. I told you it could.
13. Okay. We've lost both of those series, right?
Correct.
We won 1. Oh, we won 2. But we lost both the series. Out of 7 games, we won 2. Out of 7 games, we won 2. God, math is hard.
Anyway, my point is this. If they win those series, they'll pick up ground on Seattle. Seattle, you just outlined, can't hit. I don't see any of that changing anytime soon. I watched the Rangers Mariners game on Sunday, and it literally was 3 runs. That was it. You know what I mean? And they all came late.
Oh, look at you, Angels, doing things against the Brewers. Good on you, Angels. We don't want you to win, but whatever. Regardless, the Mariners suck. They don't actually suck. Their pitching is actually very good. It's just their hitting is not great. Our pitching is not great, and our hitting is still not the greatest. So we're going to get into it, though, because guess what, guys? We did. We just won a series against the Giants in embarrassing fashion. Not going to lie. The first game against Tarek Skubal.
Tigers, not Giants. Sorry.
What did I say?
You said Giants. We won that series too, but that was last podcast.
Sorry. We didn't win the Giant series. We lost the Giant series. Did we?
Oh, that's right. They lost the last game. Yep.
Sorry. Different orange team. Tigers. We won against Tarek Skubal. We won the Tarek Skubal versus Hunter Brown game. Not gonna lie, not the game that I thought we were gonna win.
Me neither.
Not the game that I thought we were gonna win. I hoped that Hunter Brown was going to continue on the trajectory that he has gone on. The quality starts, the striking people out, being more in the zone, the command, loving it. Apparently since May 1st, May 10th? He's gotten rid of I think he's gotten rid of his sinker.
And added a pitch. He added a 4-seam fastball that's really helped him out.
And his ERA is mid-2s now with it. For all of the Astro fan base that is saying that we need to get rid of our pitching coach and what is our pitching coach doing, this is what our pitching coach is doing, guys. Hunter Brown is still very young, even though I feel like he's been here for 43 years.
25.
But overall, still only his, third season? Second season? Third. Second full season. But really and truly, he's still growing up, still becoming a major league pitcher. And we're going to go through the growing pains, especially when our quote-unquote veterans, our big guys, are not carrying the team like we had hoped. Tarek Skubal, you guys are not aware and did not watch that game. Tarek Skubal is probably on the short list for AL Cy Young contenders. Just filthy. Sub-2 ERA, and just the fact that we scored 4 runs was chef's kiss. Because that is not possible for a lot of teams. We won that game 4-1, and it was great. And our baby JV looked very good. Was pretty much pitch for pitch with Tarek Skubal, yeah?
Yeah, he went 7. Skubal went 6 1/3. He had some trouble in the first couple innings, like he tends to, but got through it and then just was absolutely dominant. 9 strikeouts, which I think ties a career high for him. I mean, for me, he outdueled Tarek Skubal, which is saying a lot because, like we said, it wasn't on the bingo card. The Tigers lineup isn't crazy scary, but there are some good hitters in there with some good averages. And Hunter Brown basically got whatever he wanted. He was mixing really well. I think him and Caratini look really good. I think Yainer caught him primarily, which that was a tandem they built last season. Dusty was real big on Yainer with the young guys. So to see Caratini catch him was really good. And yeah, it was a great start.
I'm sorry if I said it was 4-1. It was 4-0. We shut them out the first game. And Skubal now has a 2.2 ERA. 2.2 ERA. Like I said, there are some decent hitters on this team. Riley Green, Matt Vierling has gotten hot, Mark Canha. So the fact that we did shut them out in that first game was great. They got mad, though. They did. They got mad. And then the second game, it was supposed to be JV. And then, of course, a couple hours before the game, we get the news that JV has, quote unquote, neck discomfort. Love that. That's why we can't have anything nice. And if you remember, the neck discomfort, that's what CJ had before he came back. And then threw a couple and then was like, oh, just kidding. I need Tommy John. So apparently the neck discomfort JV has had for a couple of starts now, which kind of maybe explains the reason why he was struggling in his last couple of starts. But the fact that he didn't go on the IL and is now pushed into this WhiteSox series first start just has me very worried. Not gonna lie. The damn it doll is going to get a good workout. Just believe you me. But that second game, SpencerArrighetti got the start instead. And Spencer had been doing really well before this game. If you look at this game and this game only, you're gonna be like, oh my god, the SpencerArrighetti cat is just not good. It's not true. He had an off day, and I don't know what exactly was happening. I don't know if they had something on him, if he was tipping pitches, if I don't know, because normally he's not this bad.
I'll tell you what happened.
Tell me what happened.
The umpires happened. The umpires ruined SpencerArrighetti. They squeezed the fuck out of him. And poor Spencer, who was already on short notice, we've talked at length about how pitchers are creatures of habit and they have routines, and when they know they're going to start, regardless if that was on regular rest or not, this was short notice. I guarantee you his mind was not on pitching. Normally, I imagine these guys are going over scouting reports and looking at different tendencies and things of that nature. I bet you Spencer did none of that and just showed up and started chucking the baseball. It did not help him, if you watch that game or watch Suzy's Twitter, to know that there were so many pitches where he was just getting screwed. And Joe Espada, I need you to start acting like a manager and going to war for these players, because quite frankly, I'm sick of seeing it around the league and you just sitting over there with your hand over your mouth, just watching the game like the rest of us, only calmer, because you have the power to go be angry at somebody and we can just yell at our TV screen. He's right there, bro. Go handle it.
Not great. It was not great because the first at bat was eight pitches, and he finally got struck out, which was Wenzel Perez, which was great. And then Matt Vierling hit a home run. You're like, okay, that's one. We got that. That's fine. And then Riley Green came up, and then Riley Green hit a home run. Now, both of those were not. That was not the situation where he was getting squeezed. Both of those were basically dick high pitches that are just you can't throw them there. It's not a good place for major league hitters. So already we're at a deficit, and then the squeezing happened, and there were some pitches that were like pretty close that were just, had they been called our way, the runs would not have been as bad, and it wasn't great. But even when SpencerArrighetti got lifted and Dubin came in, it was Dubin, right? Yeah, Sean Dubin. Even when Dubin came in, and Dubin had been really good for us as well.
He got squeezed too.
But it seemed like it was just not our day. It wasn't. By the second inning, the score was 8-0. By the third inning, we had already gone through 3 pitchers. It wasn't going to be a good time for us. Riley Green had himself a motherfucking day. My fantasy team had themselves a motherfucking day. But it wasn't good.
Are you going to keep starting people against the Astros? Is this, we're going to do this every time? You're going to tell us that you ran somebody that went nuts against the Astros? I would appreciate it if you would do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's money on the line now, and it's going to happen. I'm very sorry.
There's 29 other teams you can pick on, Suzy. Leave the Astros alone.
I can't help it that I'm a known ball knower, and I picked up Riley Green because he's a good baseball player. And that day of all days, he decided to show out and show off and be like, you know what? Fuck y'all. I'm going to show you how good of a baseball player I am. Because the first game, he got 4 Ks, got me minus points.
Why couldn't you just hold on to RonelBlanco, known ball knower, and get your points that way? That'd be good.
Because my heart wanted to keep RonelBlanco, but then my brain said, are you sure? Are you sure RonelBlanco's not tired? He's getting up in there in the innings limits, and we don't know if the arm is going to. And my heart said, no, Suzy, absolutely not. You got to keep RonelBlanco. And then my brain said, Suzy, come on now. You're a smart girl. You know that he's getting up there in his innings, and
you need to tell that brain to shut the fuck up.
Trust me. I was very mad. We'll get to the RonelBlanco start. We'll get there. We will get there. But yeah, no, that second game was very harsh. The final score ended up being 13-5, and it wasn't anyone's day. Hats off to you though, NickHernandez, because you came in and you mopped up a great 3.2 innings, 3.1 innings,
3 2/3,
3 2/3.
Hits, 5 Ks,
1 run, and that was on the 50th pitch. It was a solo home run, and I'm not even going to begrudge you on that, sir. That's nope. Hats off. Big old tip of the cap. If I had a cap, I would tip it, because you came in and you mopped that shit up. Because I think they were saying on the broadcast that he hadn't been stretched out that far yet. I think the farthest he'd been stretched out was like 30, 35. And this motherfucker's out here going to 50, all to be rewarded with being sent down the next day for a fresh arm. Yeah, I get it. I understand. Yeah, I get it. I know. I understand. But you can't tell me that shit doesn't sting just a little. That I went out here and threw my fucking arm off, and because I can't throw the next day, you got to send me down. I understand. Again, I understand it. It's a business. Whatever. Bullpen short. It just sucks, especially since he did such a great job and he literally threw his arm off. Not literally, but he wasn't stretched out. But he's, I got this. I got it, Joe. I'll be here for you. I was gonna start singing, but I won't.
Yeah, but you got to look at it like this, and I'm sure, I'm not sure, I hope that the conversation was the same way that Seth Martinez guy did last year. You have to know that if you have the options and they have to have bullpen arms and you can't go, it only makes sense to send you down. It's not a demotion. I saw Twitter go nuts and go, how could they do this? What's wrong with them? He pitched so great. This isn't his fault. Blah, 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 blah. True, but this is a chess piece, a move you can make to get another arm so that you can bring him back in 10 days or whatever. He's going to go to Sugarland with his feet up. He's probably not going to pitch there because you just spoke to how much he got ran through. And then he's going to come back when he's fresh. And we gave you a 10-day vacation. Stay home, kick back. If my job told me, hey, you did a really good job on Friday. You know what? We can't use you for the next couple of days. We'd like you to go at home and we'll just pay you to be over there. And then when you're good, we can bring you back. I'm like, absolutely.
Pretty sure he doesn't actually get to stay home. He probably has to report to the yard.
Yeah, but you're not. I don't think he's expected to pitch.
No,
he's gonna have flip flops on. He's got to have the best seat to the damn game. Hell yeah, that's fine. If I got to go to work and watch everybody else do it, I'm here for that too.
Right.
For everybody that's burnt up about Nick Hernandez, trust me, the dude will be back. I think Joe Espada needs to see that. And hey, newsflash, use the motherfucker. He can pitch. Don't shy away from him. Use him, Sean Dubin, use him so that you don't get, he hasn't pitched since Tuesday and it's Sunday and maybe his timing's a little off. Maybe his release point's a little off because he's been sitting there watching. Come on. These are guys that if they're in your bullpen and you're not going to replace them, then you need to fucking use them. And Nick Hernandez proved it every bit that he can be reliable, at least to this point, and he should get more run.
Yes. Yep. I will agree with all of those things. Silver linings from that game, though. Silver linings from that game because there is always something. John Singleton went 2 for 4. Chas McCormick, thank Jesus, Chas McCormick. He needed that home run in the worst motherfucking way. The worst. I was so fucking excited when Chas McCormick hit that fucking home run. So excited.
I was so blown away that it had been that long since his last one. Holy shit. September?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And for those coming for me saying, oh, you pointed out every time that Jeremy Pena hadn't hit a fucking home run. I know. I'm allowed to have my favorite fucking players. When you run your own goddamn podcast, you can choose to leave out fucking information like that. Don't come for me. Look, you see my favorite guy right there with the number 1 in the hand? It's Chas McCormick. I love him. I do. I love him. He's my favorite player. All right. But JakeMeyers said, look what I can do. I can also rub home runs. Because, golly, JakeMeyers, that's some badass catchery you've been doing, sir. Hats off to you.
Catchery.
Hats off to you. Yeah, again, we'll talk about JakeMeyers catcheries as well, but he has cooled off significantly with the bat. Significantly with the bat. Hopefully between the two, someone's bat can get going. Hopefully. That would be lovely. But yeah, 13-5, and it all obviously those 5 runs, of course, came all in one inning. Because of course they did. But just know that there were some silver linings in that second game, even though SpencerArrighetti didn't have a great game. Sean Dubin also didn't have a great game. Some of our hitters did, and that's great. That was the only, however, game that they would win because the third game, RonelBlanco said, hey, look at me. I'm your ace now. Not Justin Verlander. Not Framber Valdez. Me. That's me. And proceeded to go out and throw 7 shutty. No hits, innings, and said, I can do this. I can do this. He was supposed to start the first game of the White Sox series, but everybody got bumped up. Ronel said, that's okay. That's okay. I got it. And just proceeded to go out and motherfucking shove. That first, when I was listening to it, the first 1, 2, 3 inning, just watching it on the screen, looking at Wenzel Perez get a line out, and then in three pitches, was it Veerling? I think it was Veerling in the green. I was at Father's Day lunch with an earpod in one ear and the phone with the app showing me the pitches and Robert Ford and Sparky calling the game. And I was a little sad that I wasn't able to watch it, but it was great. It was great. RonelBlanco. I love RonelBlanco. If he's not your ace, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. And maybe whatever devil magic he possesses will run out at some point in time. Maybe next season Everybody will adjust to his changeup. But until then, I'm gonna run this motherfucking magic silver lining all the way to the fucking end. All the way to the end. Because I appreciate RonelBlanco, and you should as well. Because his story is also great. What the fuck are we doing here?
Very Altuve-esque. He was washing cars, paid $5,000. He was just throwing BP for somebody else, and somebody spotted him. If that's not one of those, you're not romantic about baseball. Or how can you not be romantic about baseball? It's one of those.
Yeah.
He was dominant, 7 innings, 8 Ks. His ERA is now 2.43. He's 7-2 on the season. I said it last week. I'll say it again. He's one of the guys on the short list that I would vote for All-Star. I think he's absolutely deserving. We talked about Riley Green having a monster day the day prior. He was 0 for 4 for 3 with 3 Ks versus RonelBlanco. And to me, if he can command that changeup with the difference in speeds between his fastball and his changeup and the shapes, I think he's going to be really good with that for a long time. It really looks like a pitch that's really difficult to read. You just see guys swing over the top of the changeup all the time, thinking that's going to come over the heart of the plate, and it just dives down in towards a right-handed hitter. And he's throwing it with conviction. The one thing I love too, it was Yiner that caught him today, or yesterday, I should say. And I'm always a fan of watching Yiner get more work behind the dish. Love what Victor Caratini's doing, but I think this is confidence building for him too, that he can call a really good game. Because I know for you didn't get a chance to watch it, but Ronel did shake him off a few times. But if I felt like every time he did, it was a pitch that ended up being fouled away, or a pitch that was a ball or whatever. But in large part, they were really in sync. They worked together really well. And if you believe in Yiner Diaz the way we do, we need that to be a thing.
Absolutely. And I am vacillating between saying it's fine. Combo no-hitters are not cool anyways. Why would we want a combo no-hitter? That's fine. We won the game, and in turn, we won the series. And that's the ultimate goal. And again, the baseball brain knows that, but the baseball heart said, fuck all of y'all. It would be cool as shit if RonelBlanco was a part of a fucking combo no-hitter again, this close to his original no fucking hitter. What are we doing? I'm not mad, RyanPressly. I'm just a little disappointed. And I know that you were aware of the situation, and I know that at no point in time your goal was to not. And it's not on you, just you, because Josh Hader did allow a hit as well.
It's different though. Hader let's go of the rope at that point. You know what I mean? There's like a laser focus that you're trying to have. My big fear with RyanPressly is that these guys had no contact at all game. Pressly comes in, everybody hit the ball. They hit him right at guys, but everybody hit the ball. And it's really concerning because I don't know if he's lost faith in his off-speed stuff because they're no longer strikes. He used to throw those pitches for strikes. And now it's really, you need somebody to get themselves out if you're RyanPressly, watching him go through at bats where it's, I'm going to throw you that thing in the dirt, slider, curve, whatever in the dirt. And then if I get behind, then I'm coming back with a fastball. And it's just, right now, it's not a recipe for success with RyanPressly. When you watch him pitch, and we're talking about the Detroit Tigers. If this was a better hitting ball club, they probably punish those mistakes that were flyouts and then end up being a single.
Yeah. And also, if the umpire is not giving you the edges, RyanPressly is not going to do well. RyanPressly is living on the edges these days. And maybe it is to what you spoke to, Tom, if he doesn't have confidence in his breaking stuff any longer. But it saddens me that he has made me feel this way because I hated feeling this way. I did. In 2020, when RyanPressly came in, I had very choice words for RyanPressly in 2020. I was so mad at RyanPressly. So fucking mad. I was like, he better never fucking hope that he and I are in a dark alley together. I could ever actually hurt RyanPressly. Oh, okay, Suzy. But it was in 2020, that COVID season, just RyanPressly made me so fucking mad. And so in 2021, I was still scarred from RyanPressly of the 2020. And every time he came in, I was like, I don't know if I can trust you. I really know if I can trust you. And then 22, I was still scarred, but had way more faith in him. And then 23, he just removed all doubt. He removed all doubt. He was never Ryan Stressly in 23 for me. Never. I take that back in a couple instances. But for the most part, I was fine. Now we're inching very close back to 2021 RyanPressly, where I'm still scarred. My blood pressure raises every time RyanPressly comes into the game. And I just hope and wish and pray and call all of the deities and call on all of them and hope and pray any one of them are real and actually listening so that they can help RyanPressly. Because I don't know if I can go through another full season of this. I don't know. Because I was very sad. I was very sad when that first hit was given up. The fucking Wenzel Perez.
I thought what was interesting is they had Bryan Abreu warming the inning prior, and then they went to Pressly. And I feel like this almost makes me think that they are stubborn in their approach that RyanPressly will be the 8th inning guy.
Did I not say that last podcast?
And you did, and we agreed, but I felt, nah, come on. They've got to be able to mix and match. You know what I mean? They talk about doing it in the closer role. You're telling me we can't do it in the 8th inning? And for me, I feel like Bryan Abreu made more sense than RyanPressly, especially because he's more of a strikeout guy, in my opinion, if you're trying to preserve this no-hitter, where Pressly's pitched more to contact. And when they went to Pressly, I was like, ugh. Part of me knew he's going to give this thing up and people are going to be sick. And he put up a 0. You're 100% right. Put up a 0. And Twitter was awesome because there was everybody that said he put up a 0, and everybody said, seriously, why did he blow this no? And it's just, you could tell RyanPressly was disgusted. He wanted to do it. He's been a part of a combined no. And I feel for him because like all of this negative cannot be good for his mentals. And I feel like he needs a positive. He needs a win. He needs a dominant inning in the worst way. That's why that save the other day really felt like, okay, maybe this gets him right. And then it didn't. I don't know.
We say that it didn't. Again, he put up a 0. At the end of the day, is that not what we want? Absolutely.
No, he got lit up. He got lit up after the save. He got lit up.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
I'm just saying he did. So I was like, I guess he's back to stressing, not blessing.
No. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about the 0 that he put up. But it would have been so fucking cool. Like I said, I'm not mad. I'm just
he only threw 13 pitches too. He was economical. We can pull positives. It's just, and if he keeps putting up 0s, no one's going to talk about the combined no that did not happen. That's more important than anything. Getting his ERA down from 5 is more important than anything. The series win was really big.
Yep. And then, seriously, JakeMeyers, are you really Spider-Man? Do you now deserve that moniker? Because I kind of feel like he kind of does. He does. In that inning, again, RyanPressly gave up a hit. So Josh Hader said, oh, cool, I'm good now. Gave up a single to Mark Hanna. And then Andy Ibanez comes in as a pinch hitter and immediately doubles. Cool, I love that. And, oh my God, the catch. JakeMeyers. What? I don't understand how, JakeMeyers, or why. But it was beautiful.
For me, I feel like when Jake is confident, he's a different ball player. When Jake is timid, he's a different ball player. And right now we are seeing a more confident JakeMeyers that feels very settled in his role, feels like he's going to play more often than he's not. And now you're seeing him make plays that I think early on when JakeMeyers joined the team, he was making similar plays. And that's why they speak so highly of his defense. Although last year, when he wasn't getting consistent playing time, you saw a dude that was like, don't fuck up, don't fuck up, don't fuck up. And now you see a guy, just, let's go make a play. And I feel like when you look at Chaz a little bit, you're seeing the don't fuck up, because he's trying to find his footing. So it's really important. And this is why I felt so strongly about trying to figure out where they wanted to go and moving on from somebody. Because right now, when you got so many people moving them around, mixing and matching this and that, Cabbage looks legit too. And you can't play them all. We all want Joey Loperfido. Who's sitting? It's so, the water's so murky with all these different options. And it's great to have depth. It's so good to have depth. But at the same time, to get these guys the reps, to get them in the right frame of mind, you need them playing every day. And I think with Jake right now, you're seeing an everyday Jake. And I think minus the first 2 weeks of June, he's looked like an everyday center fielder. I think Chaz, you want him to get right, but you just can't play him enough because Jordan was in left field for a game in this series. So it's really tough because it's just not enough positions. And when Tucker comes back, it's going to make it harder.
When is Tucker coming back?
I believe this series.
I think he's going to have to go on a rehab stint. I don't know. Maybe playing the White Sox is a rehab. I don't know. That's mean. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You savage.
That was not kind. I admit it, and I'm very sorry. But let's be really honest. It's the White Sox, and I say it's the White Sox, and the White Sox had the Mariners on the fucking ropes for 2 of those 3 games. Who the fuck knows at this point? Because apparently I don't. But it's gonna be who's it gonna be? Fromber tomorrow, and then I think JV.
No,
Maybe
Hunter, and then
Hunter.
TBD.
Okay.
I was gonna tell you earlier, but I figured we'd get back around to it. I don't know when JV's gonna go. The TBD makes me. What are we
So
doing?
I want to say that they had hinted that JV was just going to miss this one start and that he would be back for this Chicago start. So who knows? But it will be Fromber Valdez versus Cannon. I don't know who Cannon is for the White Sox. Let's see. Jonathan Cannon has 1 loss versus Boston. His last 3 games, he pitched against Tampa Bay on April 27th. He went 5 innings, allowed 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts on the 7th of June. On the 7th of June, apparently he got the save because he went 3 innings, allowed 3 hits, and struck out 4. And then on the 12th of June against Seattle, he went 7 innings, struck out 7, gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run, and 1 walk. It may not be a walk in the park like we think it may. 6'6" righty. And I always feel like if we've never seen a pitcher, we get no hit by him. I don't know if our guys don't watch film on them or don't practice on the machines with their, I don't know. But it literally feels every time, if it's a brand new pitcher that they've not seen ever, it's going to be like 7 innings of no run ball. So we'll see.
I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing for the Chicago White Sox system, but he was the 2022 third round selection. So he's flying through their system to be up at this point. He's only 23 years old, super young. Maybe patient ABs, Stros, walks, run that pitch count up, get him up out of there early, get him their bullpen. That seems like that works good when you do that.
The bullpen is their bugaboo. Benintendi has gotten hot. Andrew Vaughn has gotten hot. And we will probably see our good friends, Corey Lee and Corey Julks. And, of course, Martin Maldonado. So what's the over-under on Martin Maldonado taking Fromber deep?
If that happens, they're losing that game.
Martin does well against, with quotes around it, against lefties. And I feel like since Martin caught Fromber, he would be more familiar with his stuff.
Martin Maldonado is batting .083 with 9 hits and 108 AB. I am not in any way, shape, form, or fashion expecting him to make contact in this series. I don't care how many times he's caught these guys. I don't care.
I'm just saying that when Martin Maldonado takes Fromber deep for a 3-run jack,
you know what?
I'm going to be here to say I told you.
Put him on your fantasy team. Say with your chest.
No,
Start
I
him.
can't say
Start him.
not with the team that has money on it. Absolutely not. I can maybe do it in the other one, but I'm not gonna. Not gonna. Nope.
His OPS is 269. That's like a batting average.
All I'm saying is that there are certain teams that Martin does well against. The Yankees being one of them. And I don't know, maybe it'll be like a revenge game for Martin. We will see. That's all I'm saying. I fully expect Tommy Pham to get in on the action. Maybe there'll be a brawl. Who knows? It may be fun. We shall see. But yeah, so like I said, it will be Fromber versus Jonathan Cannon. And then on Wednesday, it will be, who will it be? Hunter versus GarrettCrochet. Oh, good. That should be fun. When I say GarrettCrochet has got the weirdest delivery ever he has, and I want to say in his last game, he struck out a career high of 14 players. He's nasty.
He's also 6-5 with a 3.16 ERA. So you can beat him.
Yes.
He struck out 13 Mariners, who you just outlined. Their batting average is not good. He did strike out 10 Red Sox. The Ks are up there. He's a high K guy. He's got 116 strikeouts in 82 and 2/3 innings. So his whip is very good, but that's another guy. I hope that they really lean into, okay, Let's not do the Altuve thing. Let Altuve do that, and everyone else working it back. Get him
Let's
up
hope.
out of there. Get him up out of there, because everybody that's beat him has probably done it through the bullpen.
Let us hope. And then let's see. Thursday it is Chris Flexen, who used to be a Mariner. We shall see what that happens, how and when that happens for that game on Wednesday, because it is a day game. So who knows? We may just be like, fuck it all. We just want to come home. But listen, guys, it's getting late. It's getting late, and I need these games post haste, hastily. Words are hard.
It's so
I'm very
crazy
tired.
that GarrettCrochet is like a trade prospect people are talking about. He's really a trade bait, considering he's 24 and he was the 11th pick in the 2020 draft. Like, why would you not build around this guy, White Sox?
Yeah.
But
But also this is his first season as a starting pitcher. He had been put in the bullpen. So there's quite a few White Sox that are on the trade block. Him, Eric Fetty is another one that people are clamoring for. I don't understand why Paul DeYoung is still a White Sox, especially after that Mookie Betts injury. Paul DeYoung, you are a Dodger. My mind is blown.
I feel like, and this is smart, that the ask should be really high. All these White Sox, especially Crochet, like all these guys should cost you a lot. They're talking about Luis Robert Jr. should cost you a lot. Like you
They're
said,
saying that the Luis Robert Jr. is going to take a Juan Soto haul.
yeah, and he should.
I was like, I don't know about a Juan Soto haul,
He
but
should.
it's going to be high. But with the health risks there, though, I don't know. That's like the only thing that I'm.
My thing is his
worried
contract.
about.
Luis Robert Jr. is on the friendliest contract for a power hitting center fielder that I've ever seen. I don't know how they got him to sign the thing. He's 26. And when I tell you, it's 6 years, $50 million. Dirt cheap for what he brings. He's under contract. He's got a club option through 2027. So he's making this year, he's making 12 and a half. Next year, he's making 15, but it's only 8.3 against your luxury tax if you trade for him or whatever. So like, that's cheap.
That's that hurts. That hurts. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do an episode where we do all of the predictions of where we think people are going to go. Let us know if you guys would enjoy that. Maybe a little bit different than our normal content. Let us know in the comments if that's something that you guys would like. So yeah, I'm really hoping for a sweep. I'm really hoping for a sweep because we desperately need a sweep because every win is fucking dire at this fucking point. But that the GarrettCrochet start is gonna. If it wasn't a GarrettCrochet start, I would have much more faith that we could sweep. But it's a GarrettCrochet start. So
my answer to that is they beat Tarek Skubal. They beat Tarek Skubal, you beat GarrettCrochet. So
that's true.
I need them to get on it. In order for them to do what it is that I predicted they should do to get back to 500, they need to sweep the White Sox. They really do. Obviously, the series win is most important, but they need to sweep the White Sox because I feel like that Baltimore series is going to be a whole different problem. Although, when you look at Baltimore now, their starting pitching is getting decimated. And if you can just miss Corbin Burns, you got a shot.
Yeah, but their schedule, they're running through the gauntlet now without any days off. So I'm hoping that maybe we can catch them in a upside down bullpen situation type of deal and run it, and hopefully Jordan Westberg and Colton Cowser and Gunnar Henderson and Ellie Rutschman are not all firing on all of their cylinders because they literally just put up 4 home runs against Zach Wheeler and chased him from the game. It's the baseball is baseballing, but they're a very good fucking team. I want to say that I heard a stat that 7, maybe 8 of their players have a 120 WRC plus. So that means that 7 or 8 of their players are 20% better than your average baseball player, guys. So that means they're a very good fucking team. And it cracked me up. Oh, it was the Braves. When Snicker said that he was surprised when the guy that came in on defense hit a home run for him, that guy being Colton fucking Cowser. I was like, surely, Snit, you do not listen to the Bourbon and Baseball podcast because you would know, you'd fucking know that Colton Cowser is not just a guy that they bring in for the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. But that it made me giggle a lot that and the guy that they brought in for defense hurt us with a home run. Sir, do you not know the Orioles now? You should probably expect anyone that they fucking pitch hit.
Can rake.
Can do some damage and will hurt you. Yeah, but the schedule, guys, the schedule in June is a little light. But hopefully we can maneuver it. But now that the queer Mets are here, I don't know what's going to happen with the Mets. I thought, when I looked at it originally, I thought, we got that. And now, since Grimace apparently has come in and infused the Mets with some sort of purple power, they are just running roughshod over all of the ball clubs. They swept the Padres.
Indeed.
Now I realize the Padres are not like powerhouse, but Padres are a very good baseball team. And I'm shocked, I tell you.
Now, were they the home team or did they go to the West Coast? Because I think that East to West Coast thing matters. If you got to travel from one coast to the other coast, I really feel like you probably got in late. You're probably a little jet lagged. The time difference probably jacks you up. If that was a home game, then okay, maybe I see it more than. So I could see that. Like the Mets are on a little bit of a heater. They're on a roll. They're close to 500. I think they're 35 and 37, something like that. But they're still a club that's 500 at best. I do believe the Astros should be able to get that. The schedule that I want to talk about that could benefit the Astros is the Mariners schedule, because while we're trying to walk them down, they're going to run into some issues of their own, or they are going to be able to at least help the Stros out a little bit because they're going to face two teams that are wild card contenders as well. So they play the Guardians coming up. They got 3 with the Guardians. Guardians are really good. They have to go to Cleveland, so that's good.
Yes.
One thing that was really big for, I think, them, they played the Rangers in Seattle, but now they got to go on the road. The Marlins, they should beat the Marlins, but then they got to go on the road to Tampa and play Tampa, which is a East Coast, West Coast thing. And then they got 3 games at home with the Twins. The Twins are the last wild card spot. The Astros trying to walk that down too. So there is potential for these things to get tighter on both sides, the division and the wild card, just based on who they got to play. Either they're going to beat those guys up and they're going to basically establish themselves as the division leader, and then they're going to make the wild card seem more sexy, or some of these wild card guys are going to beat them up, and then that's going to make the division look more sexy and something that the Astros can potentially make a run at.
They put 7 runs on Dylan Cease, the Mets did, on that last game. 7 runs. Chased him in 3.2 innings.
That's impressive.
So, yeah.
Oh, it gets better. Yeah. The Mets the Mariners, they start July with the Orioles, the Blue Jays, the Padres, and then they get the Angels before the All-Star game.
Okay. So you're telling me there's a chance. And yes, there is a chance, because with that excruciating, stupid loss that the Rangers incurred tonight, 14-2? Is that what I said?
Correct.
What's the final score? We are now tied for second place in the division, 9 games back. 9 games back. That's all right, though. That is okay, because I have a feeling the Mets are just going to keep rolling. And if the Mets keep rolling, that'll be great. If we can keep rolling, also would be great. And I wouldn't have to use this thing. If you're audio only, I'm shaking the damn it doll. And hopefully the Seattle Mariners can shit the bed. But Mitch Haniger is getting warmed up. Cal Raleigh also doing the things that Big Dumper is known for. Ty France will come back shortly. I want to say his heel fracture, I think he went on a rehab assignment. But I was looking at their roster and I was like, who in the fuck is this guy? And why is he up? And it was their new rookie that was up for first base because Ty France had hurt his heel. And I was like, oh, good. Love that. But yeah, it's hopefully that gauntlet that they can run through will actually
be one.
Be one. Yeah. Side note, I really miss Ryan Stanek.
I do not.
And I'm mad that Ryan Stanek has been closing games for the Mariners.
I hope we see Ryan Stanek. I really do. I've never thought, and this is nothing about the person, this is obviously about the player. I've never thought that Ryan Stanek was high leverage. I never did. Everything he threw was hard, but straight. There was no.
Listen, some people like hard and straight, Tom. Just saying.
Some people like a little curve too. That's all I'm saying. If you can bend it like Beckham, baby.
Ah.
And I felt like when Ryan Stanley got into trouble, obviously there was that one season where it was magical. It was like under a 1 ERA, best
Yeah, but
ERA in baseball.
That's because he was never used.
That, and it was because when it was low leverage. And then
Yeah.
you bring him in a jam, and then he would get nicked up. Not bad. I don't think he's a bad pitcher. I just don't think he's as great as some people would like to make him because he's got the flow and he throws 99 when he wants to. I just think he's not somebody that will fool you. I think the Astros had him on the ropes when they played him, and they beat themselves. If they'd have just let him pitch into trouble, they would have got him. It was not the fact that he was throwing something where he fooled him. It was just they went up there and Altuve'd it. Oh, first pitch swinging, Bregman, pop up, that sort of thing. Like, I don't know. I always thought that they got the most out of Ryan Stanek. They did a great job of using him and in proper situations. And now I think that eventually the book will get out and the Mariners will lose some games that he closes because he's just a guy.
Willie Calhoun just got thrown out at second base because he thought Logan O'Hoppe walked.
Oof.
For the Angels. Y'all, that's not so good. That's not so good against the Brewers, guys. What are we doing here? Ay, ay, ay. And I just read an article about Ron Washington, and it was so funny because part of the articles were blah, 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 expletive, blah, 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 expletive. And they literally just put expletive in the little parentheses, and it made me laugh because I'm like, that's great. But he literally said that if this team was filled with stars and they were performing like this, he would get mad. But the fact that it's all young guys, he goes, 90% of the time when the guys are out on the field, it's all guys making league minimum, meaning they're all young. They haven't been in the league a long time. And he goes, so the fact that I've got young guys leading young guys here, that's fine. I don't mind that. I can do something with that. I didn't expect to win this season, but we're building for something. And I was like, I'd love that, Ron Washington. Good for you. That's awesome.
I think if you want to keep your job, that's what you have to say. I think you have to say that.
Let me have this, Tom. Let me just think that Ron Washington has got this fire and the spirit and the vibes and the aura. Let me have this.
People love him. People absolutely. Atlanta Braves Twitter was furious when Ron left. They love him. And I think the Rangers guys loved him. It's just he doesn't win. So
I don't know. He apparently is a great infield coach, and he still does a lot of the infield coaching. And hopefully that will translate a little bit. Maybe. Fingers crossed. I think I was listening to an interview with Neto, I think. Or maybe it was Shanuel. One of those two. They were saying how they loved Wash, and the relationship between the two of them was great because Wash didn't mince words. You always knew where you stood with him, and they loved that old school approach where he's going to tell it like it is, and there is no, like, it's fuck your feelings, but he's going to tell it to you straight, and he's not going to try and spare your feelings. Like, it is what it is, and you're a ball player, so therefore, you should want to get better. And if by saying these things, you will get better, so be it. And we talked about this podcast when he was talking about Luis Guillorme and how he came after Luis Guillorme, and he goes, I don't understand why I got blown up into such a thing. The next day, and I missed this part, the next day he brought in a TV set, and he had to get someone to work it to figure out how to show the reporters the replay of what he was talking about and why he got so mad. And so he explained to the reporters what he expected and why he expected it and all of this. And I was all, oh, okay. And he goes, again, I can only do what I can do. I'm not the players. I can't be out here. And he goes, and I don't understand when it became bad for your manager to not have feelings and to be stoic all the time. He goes, that's not who I am. He's like, I got to be true to myself. And I'm all done. Fucking, I love it, Ron Washington. You go on with your bad self.
I need Ron Washington to have a month of July. That's all I care about. I need him to, from the 8th of July until the 24th, just go on a heater because they play the Rangers, then they play the Mariners for 4, and then the All-Star break, then they get the A's, and then they play the Mariners for 3. So if he could just go ahead and get them, get the planets aligned to thump the Mariners, because why not? Because it's a division rival. That would be great. I would appreciate
Let's do it. I also would appreciate it. The fact that I'm seeing Grimace all over my timeline with these Mets, it is cracking me up. The Mets are 6-0 in the Grimace era.
They're leaning into it.
I love it, and I love the meme that I just saw that it was like it was Grimace and Mr. Met, and it's the ship meme, and "I'm the mascot." I'm like, "I love it. I love it so much." Guys, in the comments, let us know what you guys think. Are you still on board? Do you think that we can make it the week part of the schedule? That we can do what we need to do and take care of business? Now we go because apparently, what was the record with the Nats? And now they went. It was very similar to our record, just so you know. Just so you know, that 2019 Nats going to the World Series, their record was just about here. So I'm not going to draw parallels. None of that. That's not what we do here. But just let us know what you think in the comments on the YouTubes. And Tom, tell the people where they can find you on the interwebs.
At Third Coast Tom on Twitter. It's where I do the most of my shenanigans. At TC Tom1 on Instagram. I dabble over there as well. The PSF app. If you did not watch the game with us on Friday, you missed out. It was a great game. It was a great show. And the people in the room would agree, I hope. I had a lot of fun. I think they had a lot of fun. The Astros won, so that helped too. But if you're looking for a place to watch a game and you are not going to the game, but want to have the feel of I've got my fans with me and we're chatting it up, the PSF app is where it's at. It's every baseball team, although you should only want to watch one, and that's the Astros. It is now all the basketball, all the football, you name it, they've got it. We've got a new feature where you do peer-to-peer contests for a little change, a little put your money where your mouth is, which is really fun. I got into some NBA once tonight, won some money on NBA tonight. Suzy has vowed that one day she will dabble and maybe we'll have a little in chat room contest. And it's a really good time. If you're looking for a good time to watch the game with some people, the PSF app, check us out.
How much money did you win tonight?
Let me tell you. Pulling it up.
Apparently, Max Scherzer chirped at Pete Alonso for walking against Andrew Kisner. Because if you guys aren't familiar, Andrew Kisner is not a pitcher for the Rangers. Andrew Kisner is a position player.
I won $20. I
Nice.
wagered 10 and won 20.
There you go. There you go. Even better. So I do not remember when the next time we are on. Pay attention to our socials, though, because we will announce it. And I will put the link to the app, to the PSF app, in the show notes, and the link to the Astros room, again, in the show notes, so that you can just clickety-click in the show notes and get there. So it's real nice and easy for you. And with that, we are going to wrap the show. But before we do that, I want to say thank you to all of our listeners and people that have given reviews and given us 5-star ratings. If you haven't, what are you doing? Why haven't you? That kind of hurts my feelings. And if you haven't hit the red subscribe button on YouTube, please do that. It helps the algorithm out a lot. Please share any of the episodes that you see fit. I am trying to be a little bit more better. I am trying to be a little bit better. There we go. With clipping these episodes and releasing those. So if you share those, that would be great. And now with that, we will go ahead and end the show and say, yay, baseball. No, I'm not, because my screen went out and I don't know where I'm pointing. There we go.